Oh,
Yeah, we can all hear each other. We good. It's just uh let me see. Let me go to the YouTube. 'Cause I did that earlier today. It's almost
but no, what you said, like I agree with you, bro. I'm just like I want to know, like, why even keep wasting the time to run? It's like if I know I'm gonna lose, what I'm running for?
all right. I can on YouTube now.
Okay.
That they said they say Rolo say he can't hear you. He can hear us, but can't hear you.
Like you must you can see the live.
Bruh, the
Yeah.
crazy thing is when I do it like this, it be having a fucking reverb on y'all, and it's cause hold on, it's cause of my capture. I need to make it so it pulls in my mic, but it's
I
not pulling in my computer. Hold on, maybe I need
yeah, I about to
to.
say I think it's your speaker volumes being getting caught by the microphone.
Yeah, so I need to. I forget how I did that last time, but I don't remember. So that is roughed.
Do you got a headphone jack inside your microphone at all?
Yes.
I'm about to say you need to do like me because I got like a microphone like you. I just got like some regular AirPods just plugging in there and I can that's how I usually work it.
Hold up.
I'm not saying you gotta do it right now, but
I
maybe
mean, it's finna be
future
echoed up.
investment.
All right, yeah, fuck it. All right. Shit, yeah, cause
But
God
no, listen,
damn.
I like when you have old boy on, cause old boy full of that boy really researched this stuff.
But see, but what you gotta understand, so it's crazy because you see it that way, and a lot of our other friends see it the opposite way. Rashad can speak to this because that's his expertise, and he's ready for the topic. But just because you speak quick and you have an answer fast and you can speak eloquently, don't mean you right. You see what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
Rashad is very biased in the stuff he say. I respect him because a lot of shit he say he going by facts, and then I know that he can speak to the shit. Like I'm saying, like I can't speak to it because I have to do the research before I can speak to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
I like to have him on here, but
And look, and he was really coming, like you was challenging, and I didn't know what to say. I was like, man, they just going at it. Like at this point, me and Mario
well,
were chilling.
yeah. So Mario was chilling because he kind of already knew what I was gonna say. He helped me
Right.
do some of the research, and
Right.
it really ain't really. I wasn't trying to really challenge him. It was just stuff that I was looking at and I was trying to figure out. So it was good that he was
You
here
was giving
specifically
another
for that.
perspective.
Yeah, it was good he was here for that specifically, so I could just say, hey, like, but what you think about this type shit? Because that whole 2025, what was it called?
Project
Project
2025
Project 2025. That shit was
or
crazy
agenda
when
for
I looked that up. That is 900 pages, over 900
Oh yeah.
pages of information, and I see people posting like the dude that we did a video about who got mad with me and told me that I was ignorant because I was saying like if I sit next to an overweight person on the plane and it's to the point where I gotta sit like this the whole flight that they're in my way. He was like, they are not involved in your life, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, and I'm just like, bro, they're making me uncomfortable, like you know what I'm saying, like I shouldn't have to sit like this because you're not taking care of yourself. But that dude is one of the people who was posting like Project 2025. I don't want to hear no bitching when this happened, but he wasn't giving the this for what happens. And I know he didn't read 900 pages. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Right.
He
you know what I
he
mean?
probably
So
just he probably just read whatever like what people post on social media
exactly,
and
and that's
and
what the
just
whole
And,
purpose of
carry
the
it on.
podcast here to combat misinformation.
but
He's
but like
and
you
people are
saying,
doing
like
that.
ain't nobody read 900 pages. But everybody got so much to say on the whole thing. Like you ain't read the whole thing. You ain't read it from detail. You ain't this. You know what I'm saying? You ain't figured out nothing. Like you ain't. Like
Bro, the
man.
I
election
mean,
is just like any other topic with these niggas, but it's not really important to them.
it
It's just a hot
is.
topic right now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's the problem, bro. They don't even take us seriously, and I think that's really why the Democratic Party lost because they didn't take it seriously. Like you thought you was gonna get a few rappers. I don't know who told her to do that. They didn't. That ain't gonna work, bro.
I think that
You got
just
a
proved
few
that she didn't have
rappers.
no connection to the people for sure.
No, never. But
Personally,
like the 4 years you was in there, we didn't know you was there because you wasn't saying nothing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I looked up early today. Like, what's the role of the vice president? What is the, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the job of the vice president? And for the most part, it look like the only thing the vice president does is if the president is out of commission, that's when they step in. But outside of that, I don't know what else they do.
So wait, you say you looked it up and they didn't show nothing?
Yeah, they didn't really say nothing.
Hold on, let me ask ChatGPT.
What are the responsibilities of the vice
I don't know what the
president?
job duties are, but like.
Because I mean,
Nothing.
I don't want to, because I know he was like earlier today, Rashard was like, you know, she ain't do nothing. She been vice president the whole time. Something like that. I'm like, well, what are the job responsibilities of the vice president?
Well,
First,
so
let's start
that
there.
part I agree with because like her first thing was like when she was campaigning, she was just like, "We gonna lower this, we gonna fight for this, we gonna do this," and it's just like, "We gone? Why you didn't? You in office? Do it."
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but you
But
can't try
Like,
to
ain't
take
no
credit.
way you the second in command for the strongest nation in the world and you have no power. That's what you trying to tell me that this is an obsolete position. Like
That's
you
what I'm
literally
trying-
just
that's what I'm
there
trying to find
for if
out.
he dies.
that's
So it
literally
says-
what
That's
I'm
what
trying
I'm
to
saying. So listen. So now that she's running, then she want to bring up, oh, I've been here. I've been doing this for the last 4 years. Well, we ain't seen you. Where you
Nah,
been?
that ain't true. Me and Rashad did a whole video breaking down everything that they promised to do and everything that they didn't do and the reasons why they didn't do it. And most of that stuff was a lot of promises. And then I mean,
Okay.
it. So this is the thing. Trump has a fucking serious advantage with
Oh, no
the
doubt.
Senate being mostly Republican now, and him being the
And the
leader of the
House.
Republican Party. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that he wants to push, a lot of his initiatives have 2/3 of the vote already. Like it's gonna get passed.
Yeah.
So it's like just like when Barack was in office, niggas like, oh, Barack didn't do this, Barack didn't do that. There's a lot of stuff he tried to do that was stopped. Like the president
Yeah.
doesn't have absolute power, but still, again, you can't tell me that the vice president has no power. You know what I'm saying? Like it still just don't make sense. All right, so I looked up the responsibilities of a vice president vary depending on the organization. Oh, come on, ChatGPT. Of the United States of America, bitch. Like, stop playing with me. ChatGPT been trolling, bruh. Like, be acting like you don't understand my question. Like, we've been having political conversations all day, and now they want to add remedial. And I got the membership. Like, I pay for this. Like, come on. All right, so Vice President of the United States has a unique role in both the executive and legislative branches of government. Key responsibilities: number one, President of the Senate. President over the Senate. The Vice President serves as the President of the Senate, overseeing proceedings and maintaining order. Did not know that. Casting tie-breaking votes. One of the Vice President's most important legislative roles is to cast the deciding vote in the Senate in the event of a tie, which can significantly impact legislation. Did not fucking know that. That's a huge power. To literally be able to say, nah, right.
But that's only if it's in a tie situation.
But she also...
Which-
Go ahead.
I was about to say, which means like if it's like, for instance, right now the Senate's Republican.
Yeah.
If she was in office trying to make a decision, I mean, she can't make a decision. She just kind of, do they just do their thing and then she just like say yes or no to it?
Well, she ain't
That-
making this
well,
decision, though. And
Yeah,
so,
she's not making the decision.
And it's
But
crazy
she's
because
being Yeah. What you was
Yeah,
about to say?
no, you're right. You're right. No, so looking at this so far, I'm seeing that it looks like an advisory role.
Yeah.
Like presiding over the Senate, it says literally overseeing the proceedings and maintaining order. So a chaperone. Then it says the tiebreaker. That's the only real power right there. Number 2 is advisor to the president. So counseling on policy and decisions. Once again, counseling. That's advising. That's the same thing. Serving as key member of the cabinet. Once again, you just giving your opinion. You just a key member. So number 3, diplomatic role, representing the United States abroad. So being a fucking product advisor. Or no, it's a brand ambassador. That's what that is. Building relationships. That's networking. Being a brand ambassador.
Just talking to people when you
And then next, successor of the presidency. So literally, they're there if the president dies.
Yeah, like they don't their job duties, they don't do nothing. So it's like that's why I'm like, the argument of saying that she didn't do anything while she was vice president is kind of like, but that's
it's true. Because the next one says attending ceremonies and events, promoting the president's agenda, preparedness, which is just staying informed, leading special initiatives, supporting key domestic issues. Jesus. I'm about to say, so they do nothing.
Yeah, bro.
Let's see what ChatGPT. It can definitely seem that way at times. That's bro, ChatGPT, bro. It said historically the role of the vice president was often seen as somewhat symbolic or passive, with few formal powers besides casting tie-breaking votes in the Senate and stepping in if something happened to the president.
Listen,
damn,
it's crazy.
I didn't know that. Imagine how many people don't know that.
Yeah, but but they like you said, they make posts like Rashad. He also made the comment, "You ain't do nothing when you was in office." I'm like, well,
hey, true. That's what I'm saying.
But I just feel like with these kind of conversations, people often step into the conversation with a bias. And
Bud was stuck down there with funny face.
Yeah, I seen that boy was freeze frame. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I try my best not to do that, and I try to put myself in both person's shoes, and I try to understand the full picture, because I'm coming into this situation pretty much completely ignorant.
But that's the best way to be unbiased.
Yeah. But
that shit crazy, bro, because I didn't fucking know that, bro. And then I know a lot of people don't know that.
Roller says check chat, by the way.
Check the chat?
Yeah, that's what he said.
It just say...
Yeah, I don't see nothing.
I come in your things.
Yeah.
You say you don't see what?
I'm about to say I don't see nothing below either.
Oh, did you say something?
That's
I don't see that.
But I mean, I also feel like with most presidencies, in most presidencies, I think every president often make a lot of big promises, especially during their campaign when they're trying to become president, because you're trying to win people's opinion. That's literally what you're trying to do. So, I don't know this information, but I doubt there's a president in history that was able to do everything that they said they was going to do during their campaign, run for president, and actually achieve everything that they said.
I think that's a huge problem.
It's a small fraction.
Yeah, people just really don't understand that being the president does not mean absolute power. A lot of people don't understand that it's a democracy, and that just because you're the president, you say, bro, you good, bro?
Man, I don't know what happened, bro.
Yeah, you were like this.
That boy was stuck.
Yeah, like for a minute.
Man, I don't know what happened. I'm bad now.
The number one reason why young people don't vote: lack of trust in the system. Many young voters feel disillusioned by the political system believing that their vote won't make a significant difference or that politicians do not represent their interests. But I tell you one thing, if you saw how that vote was, you saw that end up tally, if 100% of minorities voted, she would have won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
That's the crazy part. Like, people will sit there and say that they vote don't matter, but it do.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't, cause like when I was looking at the percentages, I was like, if y'all would have just voted, bro, y'all would have got the results y'all wanted. Y'all didn't vote,
Yep.
but the ones that didn't vote got the most to say.
Yeah. But people love to complain, though. You know, there's damn near human nature at this point. The second reason why young people don't vote is it says apathy and disinterest. Some younger people may not feel strongly about any candidate or party, and that's what Ben Shapiro said. He said he didn't vote the first time Trump ran against Hillary, leading to a sense of apathy. They might not see any of the opinions as aligning with their values or addressing issues that matter to most of them. But that's why Kamala was touching towards that feminine group and the LGBTQ community, because a lot of them are a little younger, and a lot of them voted for her. You know what I'm saying? Because they felt specifically targeted. I think her issue, though, is that it's hard to stand so strong on that stuff and then have those people be at your events and then forget to mention everyone else. And I don't think that she had enough inclusiveness when it came to men, because she lost a good bit of male voters. Besides the people we was talking about earlier, who they was like, they had Obama say, the brothers got to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was just like cringe. You know what I'm saying? Next is barriers to access. While voting has become more accessible in many places, logistical barriers like registration, deadlines, lack of identification, or difficulty accessing polling places, especially for young people living away from home or in a temporary housing, can still be obstacles. So we did see about a lot of ballots that got burned. And I did tell you about the girl I saw on the news who, like, she worked overseas. It's people who work out of state. It's people who, like they're saying, like they're in college and they work to pay for college. They just may not have time. You know what I'm saying? And then we was doing research. Remember earlier, ChatGPT kind of insulted me. Like, people can't pay for food. Like, people got to eat. They got bills. And I was like, okay. And it was just like, sometimes our ID can be from $10 to $50 plus this, that, and the third. So it's just like, okay.
And if you're living paycheck to paycheck,
people
you know,
are living paycheck to paycheck. And I didn't mean to be insensitive, but I didn't really consider that for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't consider that people just like, man, I ain't finna vote, nigga. I gotta pay my phone bill. I gotta get paid.
I got kids to take care of.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like, nigga, they talking about
I got $10 to my name to payday, and I got 2 weeks left.
They might got a store like we did with a 25-cent wing. They finna go get a bundle. You know what I'm saying?
They trying to sell food stamps.
Right. Next, it says cynicism about political outcomes. Some young people may feel that the outcomes of elections won't change their lives significantly, or that all politicians are equally corrupt, leading them to disengage. Hey, some people I know just kind of said the same thing, and I just talked about this with my roommate. Like, no matter who become president, don't you still got to go to work tomorrow? Ain't your bill going to still be doing the same day? Like, and some people feel that way. They're just like, man, I done been alive through several different presidencies. It didn't, like, make me go to work the next day, and it's like, yeah, because of the president, you now get paid $5 less. Like, niggas will vote then, like, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't been. And
I agree with that part, but that's why I always say I think we focus in on these the big election with the president, but we don't vote local. You gotta vote local. That's where you gonna see the change at. You're gonna see the change in your schools. You're gonna see the change in your city, like. But they don't know when these local votes are. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my community, I know the mayor, I know the commissioner, so I vote on all that stuff. So everybody don't have that same, you know, gratitude to know these folks. So they don't even know when to go vote. And I always say that, like, y'all don't even tell these folks when to go vote. How y'all promote the elections for the president? Y'all don't promote the local elections like that.
Well,
and y'all should.
They don't have the funding So the local people ain't as rich as them. They don't have the fun. They don't have a party. You know what I'm saying? And that's true,
Endorsements and all that.
It's all public knowledge though for the local stuff. So it's just like what we were saying earlier. Like you just got to go search for the knowledge. It's out there. It's public. And another thing besides just your local officials, is when they have like if you ever seen the show Parks and Recs, they have public meetings about local laws like parking times and curfew and all this stuff when they decide this type of stuff. And all that shit is local. Like a regular person can go in there. Of course, it's gonna be like in some type of state building. They're gonna check you for weapons, blah blah, metal detectors, and then you can raise your hand and say, "Hey, council members, this shit don't make sense because, blah blah blah." Like when they had the curfew in Atlanta, when they had this, that, and the third. That stuff didn't come from the president. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on the local or state level. So, and then of course it had voter suppression, which. I didn't think was a huge thing, but we did look into it. So, cost of having an ID could be considered voter suppression. Lack of access to required documents. There's a lot of people who it's hard to recover your birth certificate. Like I done had my basement flood and lose everything, and it was hard to prove my identity with no documents.
Yeah,
like,
your birth certificate and your social security card. Boy,
yep. If you don't have both, it's rough. And you gotta pay and you gotta wait. Like so, imagine you don't use your social security card if you already got a passport or you don't use it. You don't use your birth certificate because what do you use them for? And so it's like when it's time to vote, you just like, oh, where my shit at? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just crazy. Disabilities and health conditions, homelessness or transient. So of course, there's a lot of homeless people who didn't vote.
Yeah.
How much of the population is? Let me look this up.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the part that I'm.
I think you gotta have a valid address.
But she lost because y'all didn't vote.
To vote, yeah, I think you do to register to.
In order to register to vote, you gotta have a valid address. So homeless people can't even vote because they don't have a valid address.
Yeah, but there was enough folks with homes that could have voted. You hear what I'm saying? Like that didn't make the difference in the election.
Honestly, I also feel that, and this is a personal.
653,000 homeless people in the U.S.
Or maybe make a little bit. Maybe make a little bit of difference.
Is that in 2024?
As of 2023.
Man, how they know that though? How they know that?
And they say it's rising by 12% compared to the previous year. The spike.
But why? Why we got so many homeless folks, bro? That's a lot of homeless people, man.
We've had a homeless problem for years, bro.
For years, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want these Atlanta streets enough to know.
I've been homeless a few times. The price of everything has done nothing but go up.
And
like, ChatGPT done had a thorough conversation about that. The price of food has been going up. I think it started at 8% in 2008, 2009, and then it's been going up and fluctuating every year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta take ChatGPT on the date.
Oh, they babe.
Y'all talk all the time.
Oh yeah, they babe.
But I'm listening. But for real though, do you think that made I still think it's more folks that could have voted that didn't vote outside.
I mean that's true. But I mean all those reasons that he mentioned as far as the distrust in the government and don't thinking and it's not even like a don't think the voters. I don't think it's like a if I cast my ballot, they not go count it. I don't think that's the problem. It's just the fact that they feel like no matter who gets in office, they're going to do what they want to do regardless. And that's the problem because everything you had disconnected at that time. But I was saying that I'm like a lot of times. Most of these presidents make a lot of promises on what they plan on doing when they become president, but when they become president, they only always do like a fraction of what they actually say they're going to do because they don't have the power just to do it all. Exactly. So it's just a lot of fluff in the beginning.
They can say what they have planned to get people's attention, but at the end of the day, it's some stuff like when Biden was talking about removing the student loan, like Democrats weren't even supporting that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they knew they weren't going for that shit before he was elected. Like, he was able to do what he did for, like, the Westwood people and those for-profit schools, but he was trying to cut the student deficit, like, by half. You know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
no doubt.
And they was just like, nah, bro. They were like, boy, you don't sit your old, boy, you don't.
What he did start doing it for a while
No
because
doubt.
some people got their student loan forgiven during that time. I remember.
But okay, it was more to it than that. Hold on, let me see if I can find the conversation because me and Bay had talked about that one day.
Say it, Petty.
Me and PT.
Yeah, I think Brandon said he had his student loan forgiven. I think, or
Yeah, I did too. Oh my God. Oh my God.